not what you're doing.
So, full disclosure, my daughter decided, I went to bed at 1 because I finished 24 hours of cross stitch this weekend.
Yay!
Went to bed at 1 a.m. My daughter decided to wake up at 1 a.m. and go to sleep at 4 a.m. So,
but she's so cute, so it's totally worth it.
She has to be, or, you know, she want to make it. So, we don't know how today is going to go, but I did finish 24 hours of cross stitch. I'm very happy.
That's awesome.
A couple people said, oh, can't wait to see all your progress. Unfortunately, most of them went into secret stitching and making up for the fact that the 10 days prior to that, my husband was in England and I was, and our parents were also on vacation and I was watching my 2 children by myself. So that's also contributing to this. So who knows, you know, this is a channel about cross stitch and I'm Stephanie.
I'm Allison.
So this is Cross Stitch to Globe. We are going to settle in.
Yeah.
But we have 3 kinds of videos on our channel. This is a regular floss tube. If you've never seen a floss tube before, if you're new, we're going to go through all of our personal stitching that we've done in the last 2 weeks and our plans for what we're going to do. Some like really nice kind things we were gifted by people who are like way too generous. We'll announce the winners from the big giveaway last week. We have another thing to give away today, so buckle in.
Yay.
It's
gonna be a long one, folks.
We do these every 2 weeks. In between, we do deep dives into topics that we wouldn't be able to fit into these. So our last extra was a memorabilia whip parade and our memorabilia May plans, which was so much fun. It was so well received. So
it was a lot of fun to film.
And if you are planning on stitching your first memorabilia, which it seems like a lot of you guys are, stick around for the Flosstube University section where we talk about like resources and things other people have made, because people ask me for tips and it's like, oh, no. I have 6 starts. I have no memorabilia finishes. Like, I don't know. But I do know some people that have some amazing finishes with great videos with full of tips. So we'll talk about those. Yeah.
Yes, it'll be great.
And then on Thursdays, we come out with tutorials that are for beginners. We have filmed the next 4 tutorials. I couldn't tell you right now what the next one is, but it will be out on Thursday. It is already filmed.
Yes.
The next month of them is filmed.
Yes.
And those are really fun. And even if you're not a beginner stitcher, if you want to watch them, they're much shorter than these. And you can leave all your kind of advice and tidbits on there for new stitchers to find.
We love that.
Is really helpful.
This is a community. Leave your advice. It's great.
So,
if we're wrong, tell us. We don't care.
And sometimes we are.
It happens.
If we're ever like, and also like a lot of things are personal preference, and personal preference,
Yeah.
if you were 10 years into stitching, might be totally different than 6
Brand new.
years or
Yeah.
1 year in. So,
Yeah.
All right, let's dive into today. So we always start out with thanking the people that mentioned us on their channels and recommended us, because we know that a lot of you guys find us that way. First of all, Lenny from the Stable Stitchers, who, like, when I started teaching my son how to cross stitch, which did not go well, but it was, I took all of the advice that I got from watching the Stable Stitchers, because at the time they were, one of them was teaching their granddaughter, I think. And so, it really helped me lower my expectations, and that was very helpful. And so the fact that Lenny recommended people come watch our like most expensive patterns video was really like,
that's sweet.
Really, really exciting.
Yeah.
Lisa from Forest City Stitching, who I'll just go ahead and say now, because instead of putting it in the birthday section, celebrated her birthday at Stitch North.
Happy birthday.
Weekend A, and had a Stitch North like birthday start, and also already put up a video like about her experience at Stitch North, which was really good.
Very cool.
Everybody we mentioned, any Etsy shop, any channel, any pattern is always listed in the description. So if I'm going fast, don't worry, you can find them. Peggy's Still Stitching. She's an Australian stitcher. She recommended us. And she's great. If you like our really long videos, but you're like, wouldn't it be nice to sit down and watch a video in like less time than a feature length film? Wouldn't it be nice to get up and watch something like while I drink my morning cup of coffee and like don't want to dedicate a whole day? Peggy's videos are like really to the point and very good.
Good.
And also, I mentioned before about like, I like having like British floss tubes I watch and Australian floss tubes I watch because they come out at different times of day. And so it's nice to be like, oh, there's a brand new one at a time of day where no American is publishing a video.
Right.
But I'm up like with my daughter. Official Mermaids Cove. I mentioned them last time.
Oh yeah.
She mentioned us, Natalia mentioned us in her video because she did a hand dye. This was really cool. She did a hand dyed fabric parade where she showed all the fabrics that she has hand dyed. Oh, nice. But she says a lot of the stuff she gets is thrifted, and so she doesn't always know like the composition or like what the official names are. So if somebody was interested in learning more about the official names of fabrics, to check out our like casual linen,
very cool.
Belfast linen video, because that breaks down if you were like
It's
to
very,
order
very
it.
detailed.
But if you were curious about what you can accomplish dyeing fabrics at home, like check her out. And then also, if you are here because you like fancy lady stitching, she is a very accomplished fancy lady stitcher. Cross by Floss, Lisa. You know how I feel about Lisa.
Yeah.
I did our Nora November video last year was inspired by her because she started Nora November. I thought she started Mira May too, and I like had to cut that out of the video because she told me that she didn't start Mira May, that it was kind of like in the ether when like Mania was like a Facebook group or something, like, you know, probably like 2 years. I don't know, like back in the day. But she does, if you like Mirabilia stitching, she started Mira Mondays, and she does vlog style where she'll start a Mira every week of Mira May, and she'll start a Nora every week of Nora November, and she'll record her progress every day. And so it's really cool. You can see like what can you do if you just focus on that for a week.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I've never only focused on one project per week, so I don't know what that's like.
It's fun. It's interesting.
And also just like, I just love Lisa, and I love her channel, and the fact that she like ever watched us like means so much to me. The Soul Stitchers, who we've been teasing that Allison's friend Fanny, Cross Couture, might have a floss tube, but she didn't know. And so I even cut out some times where I was like, it's coming, because you were like, well, maybe she's not going to.
Maybe, yes, maybe not.
Her and Marion finally launched their channel.
Oops.
That's Lolly.
That's Lolly.
There's a neighbor getting in the car. So Marion and Fanny finally launched their channel. If you like French designers, so they stitch the same things a lot of us stitch. Like Fanny is doing Shores of Hawthorne Hollow. She started in Mirabilia.
Tiny Modernist, Alice in Wonderland.
Oh yeah, that's the Sal, Allison and her doing the Tiny Alice Sal, hosting it together. But they also do French designers that we are not as familiar with.
Right.
And obviously they're doing their video in English, but it's with the most charming French accents. And if you love cross stitch as a way to connect with the world, can't recommend their channel more.
Yeah.
And also they're just like the sweetest people. And you know, some of these like Allison and Fanny became really good friends and like chat all night and stuff.
Yeah, all day.
And so then
Which is hard with the time difference, but we do it.
It's almost better sometimes because you're like, well, I have insomnia at this time.
Yes,
so,
and she has it at this time.
And nobody in America is awake at this time except my sister who's up with the baby.
Yes.
But we talk too much.
Yep.
So the Soul Stitchers, go check them out. They're like so wonderful, and like also just like the nicest people.
They are the nicest people.
You'll see in Stitchy Kindness just like how nice Fanny is. And then Uplift Stitches, Melanie, who is in our the secret Sal that Hathaway Stitchers are hosting that we're in.
I love that group.
And Melanie was, I don't think her Instagram, I don't remember if her Instagram was new to me but it's been so fun meeting all the people in that group. And then there are some Flosstubers in there where maybe I knew of the Flosstube, but it wasn't like, oh, like I know who you, yeah. So now it's like we're in a group with them, and you'll hear more about the Secret Sal later. But Melanie, thank you for recommending our channel. And then here are some, I'm going to stop playing with this.
Hold on. Go like this. You have lipstick.
I'll makeup check. All right, so now we're going to give out congratulations to people who shared on their channels or their Instagrams that they hit accomplishments that they were proud of. Cross My Stitches celebrated 6 years on Flosstube, hit 4,000 subscribers, and their 100th Flosstube in the same video.
Oh my gosh. Congratulations. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot to celebrate.
Annie the Proper...
I'd be throwing a party.
I know. Well, I was watching her video, and I was like, this is one of those things where if it was two of you, like us, we would be so loud because it's just like, we just amp each other up. But if you're by yourself, you have to amp yourself up. And so like, having all of those things to celebrate is so exciting. So congratulations.
So cool. Congratulations, yeah.
Annie the Proper Sister celebrated her anniversary. I will say I was not caught up on her videos, and I just got caught up, and I was like, oh yeah, I love watching her videos. They are so sweet and refreshing. Yeah. And I need to make sure that I don't, because I think they usually come out on Fridays. There's something about the timing that they always end up getting buried in my feed, and I don't always get to them. I need to make sure I'm always watching them because they are always so sweet.
Good.
The Diddy Stitcher and Maria the Green Stitcher both hit 1,000 subscribers. And we talked about them both last time. Both channels are great. And Maria the Green Stitcher just put out a video about how to cross stitch if you have cats. Maybe something to check out.
Okay, I will look into this. Yeah.
Like, she's like, I found it because she's a very experienced stitcher.
Yeah.
But she said, but the cats are new. And so she's been incorporating cats into her stitching life. And she's like, got some tips.
Okay, cool. Cool.
And then the Diddy Stitcher, she's going to Stitch North next weekend. So that'll be fun. And we'll catch her next video as a Stitch North recap.
Cool.
And then Jerica, the Jaybreak Stitcher, hit 500.
Yay.
Congratulations. If you love modern folk embroidery, she's your girl. And Eve of Queen V Crafts, you'll see I'm doing a round robin with, hit 100 subscribers. And I love her channel. Especially if you're a mom with like little kids, if you want a channel that is very soothing and calm, like kind of the opposite of this energy, just like a nice, like sit and like stitch with a cup of coffee. It's so nice.
Aww.
That's like, when the kids go take their nap, I can put on Eve and I know we're just gonna have a peaceful afternoon. So that's the opposite of this energy.
Yeah, that's nice.
All great. And the birthdays, Roz Clark, Forest City Stitching, and Hobbies and Hyperfocus all had birthdays. So happy birthday. Hobbies and Hyperfocus, she didn't really tell people to go watch her video, but she did say she was watching our most expensive patterns video, and she's stitching Tiger Lily as her birthday start.
Oh, that's awesome.
If you haven't watched that video yet, we won't spoil it, but Tiger Lily, maybe important.
Yeah.
From Mirabilia or Nora Corbett. And she had bought that pattern like at retail and had no idea. Like she knew it was sought after, but had no idea.
Yeah, what it was.
She's also doing a green skin conversion to make her more fairy-like.
Ooh, hey, that's cool.
So definitely go check her out.
Yeah.
All these people are linked, and that's concludes the like.
Oh well, Floss Boss and Cousins had 1 year.
Oh yeah, Floss Boss and
Flossiversary.
Cousins. And we had. You watched the video.
I did. I watched it. It's good.
I texted you about it because Jan Holder texted
she
us
sent me
about
immediately.
it.
She said, "Have you seen it?" I'm not yet.
Well, Jan Holder, who's my best stitching friend ever and doesn't even know how important she is to me, was like, have you guys seen the Floss Boss and Cousins video yet? And we're like, no, not yet. So, but I texted you immediately, but I'm going to catch up on it. So
I want to send everyone to go watch it, but nobody else
don't
enter the contest to win the Snow White one. Nobody do that. That's mine.
And I have another video that I'm going to talk about later that you need to go find to enter too, because there's some good giveaways going on. And not everybody like claims their giveaways, which is why sometimes it's nice being a Flosstuber, because you're like, oh, you're going to watch the videos anyway, because you're like, these are like, I'm not going to not watch the video if I enter the contest and I watch them every single week.
Right.
But some people forget. So like when we do the giveaways later, like we have 10 people. I hope all 10 claim those prizes.
Yay.
All right. Did you have any finishes?
You skipped one.
What did I skip?
Do you have any FFOs?
Oh, it never occurred to me. It did not occur to me.
That's totally understandable. That is totally understandable. Although I did prompt you. I said, you need to ask me all the questions today.
I know you just meant like, because she said she has something to show me that like I haven't seen before. And that will be really cool. But I just thought you meant like that you were out of it and I was out of it and we needed to really like make sure okay.
No.
Well, Allison, do you have any FFOs?
I do. Okay, she hasn't seen this. Ready?
Ah!
It's the world's smallest pillow.
That is so cute. Oh my gosh, Allison, you're going to be a Bauble person.
I might be. Well, I haven't decided because my dog, I'm worried she's going to eat it.
You can have a Bauble that like,
it's going to be on a shelf.
it's like right here.
Yeah. And she's a giant poodle, so she can get pretty high.
Yeah. Maybe you can have a Bauble that like is on top of your television.
Oh yeah, or like the fridge or something.
Oh, it's a turkey.
That's my first fully finished project.
Is Prairie Schooler.
It's called November. It's the a Prairie Schooler year 1986 November. It's the turkey.
So cute.
Thank you.
Did you sew it by hand or
I did. I hand sewed it. I didn't get my sewing machine out yet. It is not great. And Fanny from Cross Stitch Couture was online with me the entire time, showing me videos.
From the Soul Stitchers.
From the Soul Stitchers was with me the whole time, and
she's
she helped me.
very good sewist, which you guys will see later.
Great. She was making bags. I was making pillows. It was fun. It's not great, and
it's wonderful.
I cut it too close to the edge, so I can't redo it.
Wonderful.
But yeah, I am proud of it.
It is homemade and wonderful. You could make 100 pillows and this would still be the best one you ever did.
Oh, thanks.
I love it. I love the backing fabric.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cute.
Thank you. So that is my FFO. Yay. Thanks. Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, I'm proud of me too. Okay. Now,
do you have any finishes?
I do have some finishes. Yay! Or I have a finish.
What is happening?
What is happening? Okay. This is a sap, actually. It's a start and a finish.
Oh, how cute.
This is the red Bauble cat from December Stitches. And I hope I got the name of it
Is this
right.
the one you won in the giveaway?
Yes. Stephanie won a giveaway that they had. And as a bonus, they were going to give a friend a
the giveaway was like the winner got 5 and then you had to pick somebody to get 1.
And so Stephanie picked me and I got this adorable little cat.
I like you're like, Stephanie picked me like I was going to pick somebody else.
You just said Jan Holder is your best friend and I'm sitting right next to you. So, but it's okay. I forgive you and I love Jan too, so we're good. But yeah, I finished it this week. I changed the cat. Cute. It was a brown cat. I made it.
Did the pattern call for beads or did you just do it?
No, it didn't actually. I don't know if it called for them or not, but it suggested you use beads.
Oh, it's so cute.
But I had a lot of fun beading it. And this is just a Ada. It's a 14 count. This was a gift from
Katie.
Yeah, from Katie. This is
a Stitcher.
Charles. What's it called?
I don't know. Charles Craft.
Yes, Charles Craft.
So it was in the bundle of Ada that she gave you.
Mm-hmm. And I think
Katie,
it's the
you don't know how
color.
many like new starts, like impromptu new starts, you've been able to, she doesn't
Two
start
so far.
all the time, and she didn't have a stash. Can you even imagine now that she has like a good stash?
Like a good stash. Yeah. So that's
I love
my
it.
kitty. And I made him look like Frankie, my cat.
I love it.
Thank you. I'm gonna finish it.
So the December Stitchers are hosting a sal. It's called the Love and Joy sal, and I have the pattern that sal is for, but and it's the cute little dog on the train.
I'm gonna do it.
I think I'm gonna do the Christmas cat in the Jeep for the sal instead, because I really want, like, because I got both patterns, but that pattern has been calling to me, and I don't think I have enough time this year to do 2 of the 5 patterns.
Yeah.
It's like, so let me start the one I want to start the most. And then go from there. And I'm sure that they're so nice that they'll be like, yes, you can participate in the sal, even if you're doing the cat. And
I'm doing the love one because it is adorable. A little puppy dog.
Yeah, no, they're both super cute. And the reason I got that one is because I have dogs. I have a dog. I don't have cats. But I think I'm going to do the cat in the Jeep just because it's like
it's pretty precious.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
All right, well,
yay! All right. Do you have any finishes?
I don't have a finish. I have a finish for now.
Okay.
So my round robin that I'm doing, that's antique scissors and spools.
Yay. Oh,
so I'm doing it with Kat from Whittier Stitches, Eve from Queen Bee Crafts, who I already talked about at length, and Jordan from Jordan at Needle House. And she opened Needle House. She launched the website for Needle House. It is an ONS online needle workshop that service. Well, you can buy it from anywhere, but she's located in Australia. So now that we know we have quite a few Australian viewers, and also we're like getting into the world of like Australian Flosstube between Patchy Pony and Turns and Threads, and now Peggy's still stitching. Like,
yeah,
I've got my Australian rotation going. So if you want to support a new ONS, you can order from Jordan. And if there's anything she doesn't have that you want, I bet she would go find it because she's so new. She's trying to like build up customers. So that's really exciting.
That is exciting.
I sent mine to Kat. This is Eve. So Eve did hers on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha 1/2. And so I don't know if you guys remember, but mine is on 32 count, similar colors, but 2/2. So mine and Eve wanted us to stitch in our own colors.
Okay.
So mine looks so much more prim on this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a prim color, but just like the way that the 1/.
The threadiness.
Yeah, and I think it looks really good with her color.
Yeah.
So mine is an unnamed Mo Sale silk. No, cotton. But I think it looks really good with her. Hers is Baker's Gray by Gentle Arts.
It's really good. I love.
So they're both cottons, but I think they look really good together. And I know what Kat's color is. Hers is like I'm totally blanking. It's Karen Water Lily that's like blue and like iridescent, almost like, you know those scissors, the scissors that are like, it almost looks like that, but okay. So I think that all 3 of those together will look really good. I don't know what color Jordan's is, but I'm sure with those 3 it would be hard to kind of pick any color that wouldn't look great.
Right.
But
wonderful.
Yeah, this is a really good pattern to do as a round robin because the first section was like 700 stitches and then this section was like almost 400. So you get the like benefit of doing a round robin without having to spend like 10 days doing your section, which is kind of cool. And then when we're done, we'll have like this little needlework piece. And I don't do a ton of like needlework themed stitching. So for me, it's like going to be a special one because it's going to be one of the only ones I have.
Yeah. It's really pretty.
And it lives in this Jasmine custom bag
So
with the Teresa Kogut fabric. And I got to send this to Kat. But there's something that we're doing an extra on that I have to make for her that I have been like not making them because I'm like, I want to do the extra first.
Oh, right.
So, but we're going to do that soon.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So I need to send this to her soon. So we're going to do it all at the same time. All right. So that's my finish for now because that one's going off to Kat. And I think I'll probably get Eva's like really fast and responsible. So my guess is I'll get hers like pretty quickly after she gets it from Jordan. But Jordan is sending hers from Australia.
Right.
So that gives me a little bit of breathing room. But it's funny because I was like, I had it sitting there and I was like nervous because the first time I was stitching on somebody else's thing. It was nervous stitching on something that I was going to send to someone else. And then it was even more nervous stitching on someone else's piece. Yeah. But then when I picked it up, I was like, why was I nervous? It's still just stitching.
Good.
Like, it's just X's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
that would make me nervous.
I don't think I made any, I don't think I had to frog anything. But I did try to like double check that, okay, is everything really where it goes? Because the next person has to count off these and that is kind of stressful.
Yeah.
But it was, I'm really liking doing the round robin. I don't think I'm going to want to have like a round robin always going because it's like a lot of work for other people. And then like the shipping and stuff too. It's like, you add like $20 worth of cost to like the project to just have 4 people stitch on it. Yeah. We could do a round robin.
But it's so, sure.
You know, we could do one that we could each stitch on something and send it to Fanny and Marion and then they could each stitch on it. So we only had to do it twice because we're all in.
That would be so really cute. Fun. Oh, we should do that.
All right. So that was my finish for now. Yay! So you won't see that one again. The next time you see a piece like that, it will be Jordan's.
Oh, Jordan.
I'll get Kat's last because I sent to Kat.
Okay.
So
very cool. Very cool.
All right. Now this is where I'm like, wait a minute. We have to keep going. Okay. Did you have any new starts? That wasn't your start and finish.
I do. I have 2 more new starts. So I had the Saf and now I have 2 more starts. Yes.
I didn't really talk too much during the time that my husband was out of town because I was
doing the fundraiser.
Yeah, she had a fundraiser yesterday or Saturday, and my husband came home from being out of the country for 10 days on Saturday. So we were kind of like out of the loop a little bit. So I don't even really know what you've been working on.
We haven't even seen each other.
And you know
last week.
All about my secret stitching. And you know, you kind of probably know every project besides the fact that you ironed them, but when I got here. Right. Like, in general, you know, probably could have said like, oh, she's probably working on these things.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's not like I was like updating you like with progress or anything.
No, I had a fundraiser that I helped put together for work. And so for the last 2 weeks, it has been nonstop.
And every text I got was basically like, ugh.
Yeah, it was all like, I am losing my mind. So I did a lot of, this is a treat for the end of the day.
I did see like, oh, Allison has just posted that she is having an emotional breakdown new start.
Yes.
But I didn't. But I was like, you know, covered in baby poop or something and couldn't be like, what's the situation?
No, I treated myself to a lot of new starts and some beating because I had a really,
She treated herself to some beating, ladies.
I did. It was fun.
I don't think my makeup is settling in, but that's fine.
No, it's not. It's okay. You look good.
Guys.
All right.
I already went to my son's play, so like the real damage has been done. Whatever makeup was not, like my 4-year-old had a play today that was called When I Grow Up. So emotional terrorism, like first thing in the morning.
Emotional terrorism.
Oh.
All right. This is Christmastime by the Tiny Modernist.
I was like, I don't even know.
Oh, it's the Tiny Modernist because that's what I do.
Oh, that's so pretty.
I do Tiny Modernist Christmas.
Do you have a paper pattern?
No, I don't. It's a PDF.
You guys are seeing this. I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah.
I'll know when you guys know.
It's really, really cute. I'm doing all the called for. This is DMC. I think this is Charles Craft. Ada, Stephanie gave it to me.
Oh yeah, this would be Charles Craft if it was from that Facebook.
Yeah,
Paul. Yeah. So Allison is hosting
a
sal with Katie the Peacock Stitcher that is X Stitch Xmas 365. And we have not done a great job of remembering to say that every time we pull out a Christmas piece, but you have been pulling out Christmas pieces, and I'll be going back to doing Christmas once the secret project is done.
Yeah.
So X-Stitch Xmas 365, you can use it, and on any Christmas thing you pull out at any time of year.
This was a very Christmas couple of weeks for me.
It's what you needed to get through.
I needed it. It was like, I need some joy.
So this is 14 count?
This is 14 count, so it's going to be pretty large. I think this is roughly the size of it, except it goes in a lot more. There's like back stitching that the antlers are.
Ooh. Oh, for some reason I thought that was
deers.
a dog.
They're not. They're deer or antler. They're reindeers. So they have back stitched antlers that go back.
They look to me they were your dog.
No, not a dog. But it's
Allison's dog is like a black giant poodle.
Black, huge,
standard
poodle.
Size of a person.
She's a handful, but we love her, and we haven't killed her yet. So there you go. That's all I have on it so far. This was my first new start when I was having an emotional breakdown. It's a little stiff, so I might wash it.
Well, oh wait, that's what our next tutorial is about. Oh, that I couldn't remember. It's about how to soften your Ada.
How to soften your Ada. So I might try some of our own techniques.
Somebody did ask how to stiffen your fabric, and Fiber Amy actually mentioned how to do that. And I'll remind me in Flosstube University. I'll put it in Flosstube University.
Yes, please, because I want to see that. So it's a little bit too. It's not even crunchy. It's just thick. Like I think Charles Craft. The other one that was on Charles Craft too is thicker. Feel that. It's just thicker.
Well, and this is like 25 years old.
Yeah, well, it's pretty. I'm doing Pink Christmas because I thought that would.
It might not be 25 years old, but it was at least bought in 2009.
Okay. So that's my first start.
So 15 years old. Oh, God.
All right. I have another new start. This is, I think it's just called Cinderella by the
I know which one this is, yeah.
Little needle work.
This is the one Fanny bought you?
Yeah. What's it called? Hold on.
No, this isn't the carriage one.
Yeah. No, there's a carriage in this one too. Is it on the wrong side?
We should rename our channel to the Cinderella Stitchers.
You have no idea how many Cinderella patterns I actually have.
Because like
they're not all on the go, but
I don't even like fairy tales, and I finished a Cinderella piece this year, and I'm stitching another one. And I'm not even a fairy tale person. I just like stitching like pretty things.
This is my third Cinderella on the go.
I like how you pulled that out, even though I'm going to show it right here.
Well, because I wanted to see, you said it carriage, so I'm showing you.
Yeah.
Carriage. And it's the...
Is Fanny doing this too?
The little stitcher. No, she just bought it for me because she's an amazing person. She was so helpful this week when I was so stressed out. I could not have done all week without her, really. She was like sending me updates of like mental health. It was so good.
Rustica?
This is also Stitchy Kindness from Katie.
Oh, I love it.
This is 18 count Rustico natural Ada.
I love Rustico Ada, and it's what I did my Baba Yaga on, but I did it on 14 count. This is so much more refined. You still get the like rawness of it, but the stitches look so much more refined.
I know, they're so tidy and cute.
Maybe I'll get some Rustico Ada
I really enjoyed it.
Because for Halloween and stuff too, like it was such a nice, like, you know, when you're thinking like straw. And,
absolutely. I didn't finish the C or the A, so it's in a row. But you get it. It's gonna be fine.
It's funny. It's like I way prefer stitching on linen, but when I do stitch on Ada, I think I like Rustico over regular. Which is funny because the texture is very different.
Yeah, it's definitely rougher. Just called for DMC. Just for no reason. Just I needed a new start, and I wanted to start a Cinderella piece. And Fanny gave it to me, and it made me feel good. And this was nice. Yeah, this was a good feel good.
It matches our dresses, which we didn't coordinate. I got up and wore this to go to my son's emotional terrorism play, and Allison just was wearing that when I walked in. I was like, okay.
We look amazing.
Sometimes the universe is just like, well, you need to wear blue because you had a couple weeks.
All right, those are my starts. Yay! Do you have any starts?
I do. So I started the Deadly Aquarium style.
Yay! I've seen this all over Instagram.
I know. It's like you're gonna be like, you only got that much done. Everyone else is done. So this is 32 count hemp from Jackson's fabric arts on Etsy. This is my first time stitching on hemp.
How do you like it?
I like it. It is slightly different than stitching on linen. I have not even kitted up all of the colors. I just pulled the black because the frame has, so the frame, you have until May 24th to finish the frame. I'm probably going to get behind, and that's fine. But I wanted to do it even if I was going to be behind because of all this other stuff I have to do. But, okay, so I don't know if you'll be able to tell. You can probably tell. The edges of my stitches are pointier than on linen. It's almost like you can see it going into the fabric further than you can with linen. I don't know if that has, what would be causing that. But I don't hate the effect of it.
I think it looks great. I
think it looks really good, especially for a picture that's
so clean, yeah.
But I don't know if on a sampler or something, if I would want that effect, if I was doing I don't know. It's slightly different and it's hard to tell, but I can just tell when I'm doing it. It's also soft, really softer than linen and a little bit more substantial.
It's definitely got the 8.5.
Yeah, it's heavier than linen. It feels a little bit softer. It feels like you're more you're stitching on fabric you would actually use as fabric.
Yeah.
And not, I think it would make great things you're going to put into pillows and stuff. And the colors are great. And it's also one of the huge benefits of it. I got this because I was having a hard time finding, the call for was sold out and this color was great. So I bought 2 colors from her to try to see which one I liked. And then Lola Crow, I put a pull up and then Lola Crow was everyone else voted for the darker one. And she was it's this one. So I was okay, well, I'm not going to fight with the designer.
Yeah.
So I love it, but it is a different experience. But one of the huge things is it costs about 2/3 of what a nice piece of linen costs, for a fat quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are mostly an Ada stitcher and you don't want to switch for cost reasons, or you want to take some risk on some colors, but you're I don't want to buy a fat quarter of a really bright color. What if I hate stitching on a bright? It's a great intro into going from because it's much more comparable to the price of Lugana than or
Does it
other
feel
even
like
weaves.
a Lugana?
I think it feels nicer. I think it has the beauty and the texture of fabric, not
linen,
of linen, but to me, I like even weave in terms of the stitching experience. I think it's great. To me, the look of it is more something that was created for stitching.
Mm-hmm.
And what I like about linen and this is it feels like it was created as fabrics that then you stitched on, which to me is more traditional, but that it is not as easy to stitch on because it's even weave, but it's uneven threads making up an even weave that averages over the length of it to be even, right? So to me, this is kind of in between best, it has a lot of the Lugana and even weave benefits of price, with the linen benefits of that traditional fabric feel. And hemp fabric is a fabric people really use. Mm-hmm. But I feel like my stitches do look slightly different on it and I'm okay with that, but it is funny that I didn't expect that.
Well, they're angly, but that's the point of this. It's a very angly
I think
picture.
it's totally fine, but it is funny to be I think it does look slightly different than a stitch on linen, but
I need to see them side to side.
Yeah, this is not a spoiler because this is my next one, but these are both 32 counts. And see how the edges are more round and these edges are more pointy? And
those are puffier.
It's very subtle. Yeah. So these are both 32 counts with 2 strands.
I think it's just because it's thicker.
Maybe. It's just something about it's not and I bet you would never notice it from far away. And so and the actual experience of stitching on it is very pleasant. To have something that seems like it should be the same but is a little bit different is interesting. But not in a way that negates all the benefits of it. Would I only stitch on hemp? Okay, let's say I didn't have a obscene fabric stash and I was just gonna buy stuff tomorrow. I wouldn't only stitch on hemp, but I would probably have a higher percentage of hemp in my lineup. And I'm really happy that I have one other fat quarter of it. I'll have half of this left over. And then I'll have another fat quarter. And then I got some of it. Some of the stuff Katie gave me was hemp.
Aww.
So I probably I haven't organized that fabric yet, but my guess is I have another maybe 1 or 2 fat quarters and a fat 8 in that's also this. So that's exciting.
Now
the colors are all really bright. I don't know if her neutrals, if the Jackson Fabric Art neutrals are as refined as the neutrals you get from like a Lakeside Linen. But for the bright colors and also like the subtle modeling, because so many of the bright colors you get from companies have like really intense modeling and not really. This modeling is so beautiful and subtle. And she has pieces that have more like intense modeling, but this is such a subtle, pretty modeling. Like I'm really enjoying this.
This is so like under the sea.
But also she doesn't do 28 count, so like you have to, and she only has 32 and 40, I think, because it's like it only comes in like the hemp fabric that she's usually. I don't think they're like manufacturing it. I think they're buying it like everyone buys a swag art.
Yeah.
So you don't have as much of a range. But I am loving it, and I definitely am glad to have it as like in my repertoire, especially for like if there were designs that I knew I wanted to be pillows or whatever. This is so like this would be such a good pillow to like fabric to. Now I'm not gonna make the Deadly Aquarium a pillow. That's gonna get framed. Yeah. But like if I had like cute little ducks or chicks or something, I wanted to be like a pillow, and I had children that like would allow me to have pretty things. Like this would be like so cozy to like pull her on the couch in. So so anyway, as my first experience with hemp, it was interesting.
Cool.
Definitely recommend, but it is not a 1-to-1 for a Lugana or a linen.
It's its own category. It's its
own thing, but that almost makes it more exciting because then it's like, well, I gotta try that.
Yeah. I actually kind of want to try it.
Well, you can try it.
Okay. I think I will.
So I'm stitching it with this princess hoop. And like I said, I'm going to do all the black before I even bother kitting up the rest of the colors because that's going to take me like a month. I have to kit up, when I kit up the DMC for those memorabilias, I'll pull and see what I need for this. And it lives in this yellow submarine cat bag that cat from Whittier Stitches made for me.
So cute.
And like
perfect.
Couldn't be more perfect.
Man, perfect.
She didn't make it for this style. She made it for my yellow submarine piece that I finished specifically so this could move in.
Yeah.
It was a nice incentive. All right.
Flosstube is a nice incentive because I'm like, what do I want to
Flosstube really does help get this stuff done. All right. So that was my new start.
Yay.
All right. How about your whip, sissy?
Okay. So I only worked on, I have 2 whips. I'll show you this one first. It didn't get any visible progress because it was just filling. So this is your Cenerentola.
Cenerentola.
That was awful. I'm sorry. This is Cinderella by Madame Chantilly.
Also known as, where'd the white go?
So I took away the white. I took away the white and I filled in gold on the carriage.
Where was the white that you took away?
The carriage is white.
Oh, you changed it.
Yeah.
Before you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this shoe is still the
It's still white. I need to frog it and
silver.
Make it blue or silver
Just
or
do
something.
one silver leg over the whole thing.
Maybe.
That's easier than frogging it. Or light blue, yeah.
Light blue, probably.
Maybe the light blue over
Yeah.
This is the fairy godmother.
Uh-huh.
What does her dress look like?
So
you're filling in the carriage?
It's in my Jasmine's custom bags, which I love.
Allison didn't know that she needed a Cinderella bag until
I didn't know.
And now she's like, wait a minute, I only have Cinderella projects. That's fine.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So these are the colors. They're all messed up right now, but these are the colors for it. I would probably do like a one.
Do one leg on that on like a row and see if you like it, and then frog it. Because if you don't need to frog it, that would be so much faster.
Yeah.
Doing a half stitch under the shoe.
Because then I would frog it anyway.
Frogging and doing the whole thing over again. Okay. Also, you need it to be a little bit white. If it's just blue, it'll look
blue.
Yeah. So I would do.
I need to look like glass.
You either need to do a blend or. But I think the one blue. I think it'll look really good. But we'll see.
I'll try it. But I had a meeting to go to, a Zoom meeting, so I just filled in.
What,
actually 2 weeks ago.
This is your hand-dyed?
Yes, that's a hand-dyed 14 count Ada. I coffee dyed it.
It looks so good. I really like it. And you did such a good job of doing it without getting too much modeling.
I didn't want any modeling, so I tried real hard not to let it
There's almost done.
Unevenly.
There's almost done.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Thanks.
I love this bow.
I love it. I love all of it. It's going to take me forever.
How much bigger? Oh, it's going to take this whole thing?
It goes to probably, you'll see the picture, but there's another row of people down here.
You say it's going to take, I guess because you're about to stop and just do Lady the Flag, and you have a secret stitch for me that is also like almost needs to be ready. So that's a lot of.
I don't have a lot of, and this is so fill-in that I really just save it for when I have time to just fill. So that'll take me another meeting or two to finish the carriage, and then
I really like it.
I'll pick another thing and make it outline and just.
It's a lot of fill-in as a project.
It is, and that's kind of what I liked about it, because I was like, if I have Zooms or if I have you know something where lunchtime stitching or whatever where I don't want to look at a pattern, I could just do this. And
my 24 hours of cross stitch, I could not have done it if I hadn't had some projects that just needed fill-in, because that allowed me to like be doing it while both of my kids were like awake, because I was watching them just kind of like
don't kill each other.
But if I had to look at a pattern, it would have like they literally wouldn't have made it.
Yeah,
I might have made it, but they wouldn't.
That's funny. But yeah, there you go. That's all I did on that one.
You know what? If we ever end up in an old folks home together, we'll have a Cinderella wall.
That'd be amazing. We should do that anyway. We could make my craft room
just a Cinderella wall.
Just this whole wall of Cinderella.
Well, there's that guy. I follow him on Instagram. I think his name is either DEW or DEWN, but I'm not sure how to pronounce it because he's Filipino, and he does all the mirabilias.
Oh yeah.
He takes the picture. I think his name is Dune, but I apologize if that is a terrible mispronunciation. But he has that room of his mirabilias, and every time he finishes a new one, it's like just like propped against the wall because it's so grand.
So many, yeah.
You could have that, but just for Cinderella.
That'll be fine. I have at least 2 more that I haven't.
And you probably will do my Cinderella when I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Or you could buy it because it's not an out of print pattern. It's a $15 pattern.
Anyway, okay.
Oh, somebody listed Cinderella on one of the D-Stash groups on Facebook. They listed the Mirabilia Cinderella and Mirabilia Under the Rose Tree as out of print, asking for like €50. They're not out of print.
Oh.
Be careful when you buy on the secondhand market. In our eBay tips video, we talked about that, but I hadn't seen that happen in the Mirabilia groups.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sure that person just was like
going
off of what, because there are 2 that are popularly on eBay listed as out of print. I might have bought an out of print pattern yesterday.
What?
I'll show you when it gets here. It's not a super expensive one, but it's one where like it normally goes for more than, and I was like, it's one I've really wanted.
Yeah.
So I was like,
you're not gonna tell us which one?
I'll show you guys when it gets here.
Okay. You'll tell me after.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was like looking at, and it's like Cinderella Winter Queen. They're like always listed on eBay as out of print, and they are not out of print. Like just if you see something listed as out of print,
check 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and if you're in the D-Stash group, you can put your name as like me, please, and then go check. And if you're like, wait a minute, this is $15 on 1, 2, 3 Stitch, you can say no, thank you. This is not out of print. Yeah. Like I did say, like these are not out of print, but I don't like that person can delete that comment, so I don't know if that comment's out there. I don't think the person. I'm not saying the person had any ill will or malice or even knew what was happening. But just do your due diligence because you can still overspend from someone who is well-meaning.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. What number 2?
My next one.
Oh, I love this.
Is also a tiny Modernist Christmas. This is 12 Days of Christmas. And I am doing this also as X-Stitch Xmas 365 with the Peacock Stitcher. Katie,
and this is the original
Stitcher.
pattern
We're both doing this one. She is so much further along than I am.
She's on 5, right?
She's on 5. I think she's finished the 5th one. I fell behind last month, so last 2 weeks I did the 3rd.
This is 20 count Ada?
No, this is Lugana.
Okay, I was going to say, this feels not like Ada, but...
This is 25 count Lugana, I think.
It's really pretty.
Yeah. I enjoy stitching on it more than I thought. Every time I pick something up, I'm like, oh, okay, it's not as bad as I...
Lugana is the most, I think, enjoyable, like, stitching experience. It just, I have a thing in my head where it's like Just like I'd rather stitch on a vintage hoop than a Q-snap, even if the Q-snap makes it nicer. It's like, I want to be Felicity Merriman when I am stitching. But actually, this is a much more enjoyable experience.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. So I did that, and then I did the top part of the ribbon.
It looks really good.
Thanks. So I'm going to try and get caught up on the, at least do the fourth one.
Yeah, because we're only in April, so you're not very behind.
One whole thing behind. That's okay, because it's a lot of fun.
It'll be nice to work on that when you're like, I need a Lady of the Flag break.
Maybe, yeah. So this is just ivory, I think. It
looks really pretty.
Ivory, yeah. 25 count Lugana, called for DMC. Don't you just love Tiny Modernist and the colors?
I've never stitched a Tiny Modernist.
No.
I don't even know if
I think the majority of my finishes are.
Like, call to me to stitch it, but I love watching you stitch it because they're so fun and colorful and bright.
Like, look how fun that is. They also have another, Tiny Modernist has another 12 Days of Christmas that is the ornaments, like separate ornaments, and I have to do that too.
I'm trying to think if I even have, I don't think I have a single Tiny Modernist pattern, but also it's like, sometimes, well, most of yours are on PDF.
I have the Yule Goddess and
that's true.
The Stitch Witch, I think is the name of the.
But that's the thing is, like, I love Yule Goddess, seeing you stitch her, I have no need to stitch her. But I don't think that's going to happen with Lady of the Flag, because one, it's Mirabilia.
Did you see the blue?
And two, actually, Allison sent me the blue conversion, a picture of somebody.
Someone sent that to me.
And the stitcher sent that to me.
Oh, okay.
Because she had seen, I guess, that we were, I think it was the haul, the out-of-print haul video.
Yeah.
And I had seen it already in a Facebook group. So, like, it's really beautiful. But,
like, I love the original, and that's what I fell in love with, so that's what I'm going to do. But the blue is great. Like, if I wasn't doing the yellow, I'd do the blue.
I think the reason I'm also going to want to stitch it is because it'll be about the time that my husband is gearing up to study for his citizenship exam. And so, not as a gift to my husband, because he won't, like what's he going to do with a Mirabilia? But more as, like, a family commemoration of, like, oh my gosh, we have gone through this giant process. We've watched 100 million hours of 90 Day Fiancé to prepare ourselves. I have filled out 1 million government documents because we did this whole process without a lawyer. We are this close. All he has to do, he's waiting on his green card renewal, but that will happen. And then the next step is he has to take the citizenship exam and be a citizen. Wow. So, like, I think that'll be more, because I'm not a super patriotic stitcher. Like, I'm just not. Traveling the world has made me more patriotic than I was when I left. Like, mostly because I've become disappointed in other countries too. So, like, I love America. I love America, and I'm like, I get very mad when people talk down about America.
Oh, absolutely.
But I also am like, you know, have been a lot of places to be like, this is what we do better. And so when my husband moved, just real quick tangent, when my husband moved to the United States, he was like, I don't like this and I don't like this. And then he went back home to where he's from and visited his family and came back. I was like, okay, well, what'd you miss about America? And he was like, internet. Because where he's from, he had to go visit his grandmother. Didn't have, like, data for 3 days. He's like, roads. Because his grandmother lives in, like, a village. So it was kind of like, and then this time out, so he went to London, and London is wonderful. And a lot of Americans were like, want to move to London in a heartbeat. And I was like, okay, but what'd you miss? He's like, everything is so small. I was like, I know. So I do think I'll stitch it, but I don't need to stitch up every Tiny Modernist if I get to watch you stitch all the Tiny Modernist.
That's fine.
But you probably feel the same about, like, some of my stuff. It's, like, fun to watch me stitch it, but you don't need to stitch it.
Yeah. I'm just going to show it because I just love the colors. They're so fun. Anyway, okay. So those are my whips.
Oh, cool.
Yay. I did work on, and I want to mention it. I can't show you.
Oh, yeah, we're working on
secrets. I did secret stitching too, so
the Hathaway Stitchers are hosting the Secret Sal, #Secret Sal. They picked out this pattern. It's called Garden of Zig. You can see it here. It's by Ink Circles. It's not a mandala. I really am enjoying that it's not a mandala. I don't know if I could stitch it.
I absolutely love it.
If all 4 corners were the same. I really love the pattern as it is. So we picked our own colors and our own fabric, and we can't tell anyone what we're doing. We can't show each other. And then it's due May 31st, and they'll tell us how we're gonna do it, because I think the Sal has grown bigger than they anticipated.
I think so too. Which it has an Instagram group that like we're a part of, and everybody comments, it's so fun.
So people will be like, oh, I'm at 20% or whatever. Yeah. But I have fallen behind again because of like not getting much stitching done when my husband was out of town. So also the fabric I picked is so pretty, but it's not a quick fabric to stitch on. Like I can't like make up time on it.
What count is it?
40.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I did pick a 40 count. So it's so pretty, but it's like slow. So I now need to do 140 stitches a day.
Oh.
So it's fine.
Okay, you can do it.
But the Deadly Aquarium style, I would need to do 175 stitches on that a day. And between the two of them, that's just too much to do on top of the other things I gotta do.
Doing,
and the secret style comes first. So.
Yeah. Okay, so I can't show you the pattern, but this is where I'm at. So you get stats instead. And I had to restart it 2 weeks ago. So in 2 weeks, I've done 37. I had to because I wanted to. 37.6%.
So I don't know what percent I am at, but I did since our last floss tube, I did 626 stitches on it. So I'm
very good.
I'm good. And I show my son because he's the only person, like I can only show like, my son and my husband was out of town. So I'll be like, oh, isn't it cool? And he just knows, he goes, that's very cool, mommy. Because if the baby's in bed and it's nighttime and he's got his video time, then I can stitch before he goes to bed, and I can stitch on something like 40 count because he's like pretty contained, but is not interested. Every once in a while he'll find a picture on my phone, or like he'll accidentally get the YouTube, like because he'll be on YouTube, but he'll accidentally go to like our channel, and he'll be like, I would like my buttons. I don't need to see this. Or I was watching, was I watching? And, it was Hobbies of Holly. So I turned on Hobbies of Holly, who I had not caught up with, and her channel is delightful.
Is it?
I had followed her on Facebook, like we follow each other on Instagram, and I don't think she knows me from Adam, but I follow her on Instagram, and she had a lot of personal stuff going on, and so there was a lot of like emotional support that people were lending her that was really beautiful. But I hadn't watched her channel because her channel is pretty new, and I was like, always knew I needed to watch it. So last night I was watching it, and she said something like, this is a floss or whatever, and Jordan goes, you say that, mommy? These people don't. I'm like, I copied everyone else.
That's what we all say. We all say it's okay, Jordan.
This is channel by cross stitch. She's like, you say that. Give me my buttons. So he is not interested in my garden zig, but he is the only person that knows what it looks like.
You can see it. So
all right, so so I worked on that too, and that was so I'm working on a top secret project for my patterns that I'm actually working on for smalls, and Allison is working on one of them, and then another person is like graciously working on one. And you guys will see what that project is in June. So that got like the bulk of my stitching, like over 50% of my stitching went into one of my models. So wonderful and fun to be stitching. Like I enjoyed it. Can't show you yet, but you'll see it soon enough. So then Garden Zig got the next most. So you guys are really seeing the scraps. All right, so my next whip that you guys, that actually got like progress. So basically after the model stitching and the secret stitching, I was prioritizing like SALs. So either the stitch alongs, like the organized stitch alongs like Deadly Aquarium and the Herbalist that I'm in, or SALs that I'm literally hosting them, so I feel like a jerk if I don't make progress. And also like I just love stitching. Yeah. So this is Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs. This is for the Fab. So Julie and Stitches 16 and I are hosting the Fab 4 Fan Sal, and then Sarah from Sarah's Stitchy Spot and her friend Peg are hosting the BBD Magical Mystery Tour Sal. So this is for both of them. Sarah is stitching hers 1/1 on 40.
No, it might be. No, it's 40. Yeah.
So imagine this, but like
it's
tiny.
Cute. It's so cute.
So I'm stitching mine on 32 count. So I was splitting the Sal with this and Yellow Submarine, and now that Yellow Submarine is finished, this will be my main one, and I'm going to start Blackbird by Blackbird Designs after my top secret stitching is over, because I do like having two of them.
Nice.
Marissa from Imkissa Creations finished her Blackbird.
Yes.
At the Library of Stitchers Retreat. And it's so pretty. And she is giving her pattern away. So go, if you're watching this video and you're like, I would really like to participate in that Sal. She did it as part of the Fab 4 Fan Sal, finished it, and wants to give it away so somebody else can join the Sal. So if you're thinking, I want to join the Blackbird, Beetles, Sal's, and but I don't have any patterns, I'll link to her. Go find her last video and watch it, and then follow her instructions to enter. Because it'd be so great if the person that wins is like somebody that really wants to join the Sal and is going to start it. I'm going to start it, and I'm going to start it both in honor of the Sal and also in honor of Cowboy Carter, which I talked about at length because Blackbird is covered by Beyonce. All right, so last time I was about here, and I wanted to get to the bottom so that I could cut the fabric. Because this is 32 count vintage porcelain by Lakeside Linen. It's a very cool, very baby pink. It is the like subtlest pink. I think this pattern looks so good on it, but slightly different than the people who are doing it on like a samplery tan. Yeah. Like beigey. I think it just like,
it complements it really well.
Pretty. And part of it is like, I want to do, Julie and I decided we're going to keep the Sal going until we're both done with all 6 of them. So great. In 10 years, feel free to join the Sal. Because we both have one done and are both working on our second one. She has Octopus's Garden done, and then she's working on Yellow Submarine and Strawberry Fields Forever. And you're working on Eleanor Rigby. I
have Eleanor Rigby 4th of the way done.
Jan Holder, I think, finished her Yellow Submarine. If she didn't finish it, she's really close. Megan, the White-Eyed Stitcher, is working on The Long and Winding Road, is actually going to finish it on the shaker box, and she is another Halloween queen. I love her channel so much. What pattern am I missing? Every single one of these patterns is being done. Octopus's Garden.
You said that.
Oh, Julie finished it. But somebody is stitching it for the Sal. And like other people have started ones since we started the Sal. It's just really fun. So I wanted to get down here so I could cut off the fabrics because this fabric is so amazing that if I had something else that I like, that this fabric needed to be like, that it'd be ready. Yeah. So, and then I went ahead and outlined this because this is a great fill-in. So this will be like, just like, you know, there'll be some day where I need fill-in that I can't work on any of my secret stitching because I just need fill-in and I'll pick this up. Yeah. And then I started the gate. I flipped the 2 grays. The reason I went ahead and filled in those bricks instead of keeping going with the gate when I really didn't need to sit and do fill-in because I was like, I had no children. It was like after dark. I didn't need to be working on fill-in. It's because I flipped the 2 grays and I was really afraid if I didn't finish,
you'd forget.
I'd forget that I had done that. And so the darkest gray was supposed to be the outline and the second darkest gray was supposed to be the bricks or vice versa. I can't remember. It looks fine. And on the other side, it's different than this side. So I just had to finish this side so that this side was all the same. And then I want to finish and get up here and then I'll go in and fill in the red. And then there's like, you know, like a giant house. This will take me a long time. It'll take a while. That's why it'll be nice to start Blackbird because then I can go back and forth between them. Like, because Blackbird's like monochromatic and
smaller.
Yeah, although I might do that on 40 count because I want all 6 of them to be on different fabrics. I think what I'm going to do is do all the call for flosses. I did sub 2, but like mostly call for. But like crazy fabrics, different sizes, and they're not going to go together. It's like, you know, Amity's always like, can I put everything on one? And I'm like, can I make them as different and as weird as possible so they go in different places in my house so you don't think like, or if they're next to each other, they don't look like the same thing. So, and also the Yellow Submarine and Octopus's Garden are the only 2 to me that scream like, these are Beatles songs and they will be on the same fabric. But everything else is like, I know, but like, would some random person know? Probably not. Mm-mm. Now, Julie does want to make room to put the lyrics on all of them. Oh. But I'm not going to do that.
Oh, that'd be cool. I can't wait to see that, Julie.
But I do think that that is cool. And this lives in this Kathy's Posies strawberry bag, obviously.
So cute.
Now, I can't show you, and I'm doing it with this vintage, ooh, the felt got messed up. Well, I can fix that, but,
excuse me.
Duchess Hoop. Now, I had all of them, I had it so that I could just show you like, oh, this is the palette, but I moved all the Yellow Submarine Gentle Arts onto this ring too, because a lot of them are called in multiple patterns, so that then I would just have one. Yeah. So next time, because also like, okay, so I had one garden gate going, so I didn't need to have 2 garden gates being pulled from, I would just pull from one. Yeah. There's a couple other colors that are used twice. Lexington green is used twice. Tin Bucket. Like there's some colors that are like very like classic colors that are used in a lot of these patterns. So I thought it'd be nice, especially because Blackbird is just going to be like 2 skeins or of its own like black color. So I don't need to.
Are you going to do it in black?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do it on a gold fabric though.
Oh.
Like it's like a gold brown. All right. That was a lot of talking about a pattern that only got 400 stitches.
400's a lot. I mean, that's fine.
All right, the next one is Candy by Whittier Stitches. It's art by Erin Culpeper, charted by Whittier Stitches. This is the free Fancy Lady pattern, and I do know somebody, and I can't remember her name. I know her Instagram handle is Vegas Caping.
Oh, yeah.
I might be saying that wrong. I might be emphasizing the wrong syllables. But she asked me about it, and I know she started it. So Breeches Get Stitches and Subpar Stitches are having a sale, and so I pulled this out even though it wasn't on the docket because I was like, they're doing a sale for it. I should pull it out and put some stitches in it. So I did 300.
It looks so good.
So I pulled the green down. I was right here on the green. I finished down here, filled in the leaves, and then came back and did some of the moon. It's going to take me a long time. I mean, I'm only 5% done with this pattern.
Yeah.
Because I only pull her out on like special situations, like, but every time I pull her out, it's really fun. And I'm okay if it takes a really long time because it's like such a sweet, it's a great experience. The pattern is free. I will link, it's under the Ko-Fi shops. It's in Whittier Stitches free Ko-Fi shop. She is charting so this is like, I can't remember the name of the style. I think it's like curvy candy style, and like Unique is Beautiful is like an alternate one if people didn't want to use the word curvy. Because basically it's like, so many fancy ladies are so skinny. Mm-hmm. And part of why I really like one of the fancy ladies I'm working on is because she's not skinny, but she's still not like
my size.
Yeah, she can still shop at a normal store.
Sure.
But like she doesn't need to like find a special section to buy clothes. But so the idea is that they're making really beautiful plus size fancy ladies, curvy fancy ladies. Especially because, like, when you have a dress or a mermaid, it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah.
So, Kat is charting a plus size mermaid. So if you're like a mermaid person,
I'm excited.
And they're doing the test stitching, I think, pretty soon. So, I don't think I'll be able to do that one because this one will be a whip for a very long time. But I know they're planning on more and more and more and more. So it will be exciting to see. And this one was free, and then the next one will be paid for. Sure. So if you are interested in that style, go follow Subpar Stitches and Breeches Get Stitches. Breeches Get Stitches has quickly become, Tasha is quickly becoming one of my favorite floss tubes. She has so much joy in her like crafting. And I know that sounds silly because we all have a lot of joy in our crafting. Her joy is contagious for both her stitching and the community that is around her in a way that like leaps through the screen. Mm-hmm. If I was ever in a bad mood and I wanted to be happy instantly, it's like serotonin in a floss tube.
Yeah.
So Subpar Stitches I followed on Instagram and I'm subscribed to her, but I haven't gotten deep in her floss tube, but I would also go check her out because
I watch her. I like her a lot.
I don't have all the colors, but because I just kitted her from Stash the day she came out. But like, look how pretty this palette is. She lives in this 805 stitcher bag, and I'm stitching her with this
very cute
Big Gibbs spring hoop. These used to be so economical. Now these are all so expensive. And someone was really sweet, and I'm very happy for them. And they're like, "You just influenced me to buy my first vintage tube." And I'm like, "I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you because I don't want to gatekeep."
Yeah.
Things that I like, but also like, could I just find a bag of like $1 ones at the thrift store one day?
Right. I mean, keep an eye out.
The other thing is too is like talking about them, especially because a lot of people who watch our channel are like newer stitchers. Not mostly, but because of some of the tutorials, we've had some people where they're like, "You're the first flosser I've ever seen," so they don't know some of the stuff that's out there, and they might find it in like their grandmother's closet or whatever, and get it saved. So it's still good to talk about because we want to save all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I would like to not have to spend $100. So, like, could I find one in a thrift store? We'll see.
You can keep looking.
All right, this is my last whip. No. I have 2 more. All right, so this is that backwards?
Nope.
Okay, so this is Santa Jaws. You can see the picture. This is by Boomerang Stitches, which is Amity of the Hathaway Stitchers, who we'll talk about more in Stitchy Kindness, and they're hosting the Secret Sal. And basically we talk to them all the time and like accidentally like melded our like personalities. So they're wonderful.
They're great.
This is such a fun piece. So I was over here and I just had like 5 or 6 more stitches over here, and then I came to the middle. I was right here and then worked that way. So I only did about 160 stitches, but what I really want to do is get to this. There's this giant fill-in section, and I want to get to that because I think in Christmas in July I can make a lot of progress on this. This is like the perfect Christmas in July piece because it's a Christmas piece that is beach themed. Yes. Now, do I have a beach house to put a Christmas themed beach thing in? Someday. When we go down to Corpus Christi, I'll just bring it with me.
Yeah. We'll just put it on the wall for the week. It'll be fun.
This is 32 count Tsunami by Bestitch Me. It is a little tight compared to like the other 32 counts I'm doing. This 32 is a little bit tight. I was going to do it in silk. It was too tight for the silk. The 2 DMC just get through, but it is like, look how puffy my stitches are in a way that I think is good because I need the white to really show up.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
But because I tried it one stranded on 32, and if it was like, if it was different, it might look better one stranded on 32. But I need the white to really cover the fabric, but it is very tight. So, but it's so pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know how much work it'll get between now and the end of my secret project because now it's like, well, I have that other strawberry fill-in. But, I'm hosting a sal for this, which is also why it was one of the things where it was like, okay, well, I'm my own sals that I'm hosting, I should probably at least pick up. So I'm hosting the sal with Lolly from Lollipop Stitches and then Erin from the Hathaway Stitchers joined because it's her sister's pattern. They're both doing theirs, and Julian Stitches joined us, and you're going to.
I have the pattern. I plan on starting.
You're in the Facebook or in the Instagram group.
I'm in the Instagram group. I have not started it yet.
Yeah. It might not be traditional Christmas enough for you to get the serotonin you need from the Christmas stitching.
I'm figuring out how I can do that though.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe a Christmas colors.
Oh yeah, so Erin and Lolly are both stitching theirs on blood spatter fabric with like
which is cool.
Grays and blacks. So very different than this, whereas this is like ocean, right? So you could totally do it in like
a red and a green.
You could that would look really good. Or like that green, like that palette would look really good.
This?
If you took, do you have any more in this green?
I don't have that much. But I could get some.
But also like, or like it would look good in a Christmas pot too.
I think so too.
Some of the fun of these styles of like non-traditional pieces is the fun of choosing your own stuff. Yeah. Because she charted it, but she basically said like, here are options, but like, don't do that. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So it's been really fun.
So I love them so much.
I love them, and I love
picking my own colors for the mystery or secret sal has been a trip, man. Like it's way harder than I thought it would be. And so now it's gotten me thinking like, oh, maybe I could sub, a color here and there because I was too scared to do that.
I'm not too scared to do it. I don't always love the end results, but I think that's okay because I think that's how you learn.
Yeah.
It lives in this Carrie Sews For You
so cute
Santa Flamingo bag, which is kind of silly because these bags really should have like really big kits in them. And this is like the world's smallest kit, but that's okay because it's fine. Perfectly themed. Yeah. And then I'm using this Duchess oval. Again, save them and then sell them to me for $1. All right, last one. Okay. This only got 95 stitches, but it took so long, and you'll see why. So this is the Herbalist Sal. This was the drop last week. The drop for today came out already, so technically I'm behind because we're filming this a day late. But I didn't like sit down and stitch since I got the email this morning. So this it always comes with like information about like how the things are used in like herbal medicine, which is really cool.
That is cool.
So Stinging Nettles had like all this like how they use it to like deal with like if you were just to pick it up in nature it would hurt you, but like if you like use your mortar and pestle and you get it like as paste or whatever, it can like help with swelling. So the one for today is a tincture, and the one for today does not look complicated, but the one last week, okay, so and Andrew the runner stitcher, who was so funny because he was giving away this one of the patterns that we're giving away,
yeah,
lavender and lace, and so he tagged me, and I was like, oh, what he recommended us recently. What would he be tagging us about? It's like, oh, we're giving away this pattern, which is so funny. So he like looked at this. He was like, I can't tell what kind of stitches those are. What's happening? And I was like, well, he's like, are those 3/4 or like half or what's going on? They're 3/4 stitches. So basically, there's a row. It's not exactly like a column, but like with spaces of 2. Okay, so each one of these is 2 columns of full X's in the middle, and on the outside you have opposite directional 3/4 stitches to give it that shape. And then over top of it is backstitch all the way to the top, and then backstitch that kind of goes halfway into each of those X's.
Oh, right.
All the way up. And then I saved, as you can see, I saved the backstitch on the whole pattern around each block until I was doing those blocks, because I just got done with the whole thing. I was like, I'm not doing 5 hours of backstitch today. So I also backstitched the actual block.
Hold on.
So that was a lot of backstitch. So one thing that I was really great was the 24 hours of cross stitch. I was timing myself, and so I cared about how many stitches I was getting, but more I cared about the time. So to spend an hour to 2 hours on the backstitch on this still felt like I was making progress.
Good.
Because I was like, oh, this is the perfect, and I actually think like beading or backstitch, those are the kind of projects that might be fun to save for those kinds of weekends, where even if I don't get the full 24 hours in, because that will be very hard, because we usually film on Sundays. I just happened to have a weekend where we weren't filming, so I could, and where my husband owed me like a lot of extra childcare. But it was like, I might still try to like just see how much I can get. Yeah. But anyway, so so between like, so I did the X's, and then I did the 3/4 stitches all the way up so they were going the same direction before going to the next one, so that my brain could be like, okay, it's 3/4, but it's all this direction. Because I tried to do like the 4 across, and that was like, my brain couldn't handle that. But if my brain was doing the same 3/4 stitch 10 times in a row, it could handle that, and then switch to the other way. And then I did it over 2 different sessions because it was just like a lot. I do feel like I'm really good at 3/4 stitches now, so that was great. Also, so this is by World on a String by Dara. I really like this pattern. I think it's so cute. I think it will also be kind of fun to have up in the kitchen because they're all like helpful things. And also I'm working on poisonous plants. Need to restart poisonous plants, and that would be kind of fun to have them next to each other. But she's not afraid of backstitch. She's not afraid of different kinds of stitches. I do think the one that came out today is kind of a nice break. The other thing is her model, I believe, is on Ada. And so I think the way that I have nettles is how she did it, but mine looks a little sloppy. Probably because I was like, had just done so much other backstitch that I think I'm going to rip it out. And because I'm doing mine on linen, I can move mine over so that it's more centered, because it doesn't have to sit on those Ada squares.
Oh, that's probably a good idea. Center more. And
because like Mortar and Pestle, I did like, I don't remember if hers was like that or not, but I think Mortar and Pestle looked really good. And I think I think Stinging I can leave as is, but I think Nettles I need to rip out and move it, but I'm not going to do that like
anytime soon.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, I like, so it was 95 stitches and 25 hours of work. I was like 95. Yeah, because the 3/4 stitches, they don't take longer to do, but they take longer for my brain to do them. So like the physicalness is not longer, but it is longer to like stop and be like, wait, what am I doing? And then all that backstitch and stuff. So, but yeah, that was my last whip. And it lives in this Amazon project bag. And I just decided this is where it lives and I'm not moving it. And I'm using this princess hoop. And I am also not organizing the floss. It's funny. It's like everything else is like so organized and so perfect. And this one I'm like, I'm doing it like this because I kind of don't want the pressure. It's like I want the fun of doing it, but I don't want the pressure of having to do all the other things that go with it. So, especially because it's like little weekly drops. So I feel like I can handle like pulling out the 1 or 2 colors I need that week, and I'll probably just throw away some of the extra floss and not try to save it. And it is what it is. Sure. All right, so those are my whips. Yay!
Hi, Frankie.
Hi, Frankie. All right, what are your plans? And we did talk a lot about our plans.
Yeah, so you know my May plans, and we won't see you on another Flosstube until May.
Right.
So you know my plans. My other plans are secret stitching and try to get caught up on some sales. So I'm in the Stitch for Pride 2024 sal.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't work on that at all. And I'm a whole month behind because I didn't start April. I haven't finished March, and I didn't start April.
March's was really big, and I feel like a lot of people got stuck in March. And I am seeing people finishing April now, but I feel like the first couple months people finish like right away.
Yeah.
But it's like also like there's a lot of learning and stuff. You don't want to get it wrong. You want to like really enjoy it and like take it very seriously. So it's like, but you also don't want to stop showing it because then it's like
because it's important.
It's important, and it's like
yeah.
The kind of craftism we're talking about it matters.
Yes.
So that's kind of a...
So I need to get caught up on that. So, yep. What about you?
Okay, so I have secret stitching, a lot of it. So all my secret stitching is due either at the end of May or the very beginning of June. So that's between now and then. It's mostly going to be doing. But then I am going to try to stay... I'm going to stay caught up in the Herbalist style because those are like really small chunks. I'm going to do a little bit on the Deadly Aquarium every day, but like probably not the 175 stitches I need to like be done with the frame when it's done, but that's okay. I would at least like to have like the whole outline of the black parts of the frame so that if I like want to start the motifs as they come out, then I can count the correct places and fill in some of the other stuff.
Yeah, you can do that.
Also don't have like any of the floss for it other than black like pulled, so I'll be doing black for a while. All right, so those are my plans. I don't know if I said plans in there. So I'm gonna work on the Deadly Aquarium sal, the Herbalist sal. I'm gonna touch Strawberry Fields Forever and Santa Jaws if it makes sense, but they don't have like goals. So like if I have a night where I need to do some fill in, I'll pick them up because I want to keep them moving because they're my sals that I'm hosting. Yeah. I'm going to start my miras that I'm going to try to put 500 stitches into every mira whip and into my 3 mira new starts. And basically I have to do 1,300 stitches a day. So that's just not going to happen. Wow. So I'm going to have to make some choices about like things that are not priority. Yeah. But if everything hit 70%, but my models got done, that would be pretty good. Sure. So we'll see. Hey. A lot of that gets cut if I just like were to like not do the Deadly Aquarium at all, but I want to do it enough so that like I'm have enough room to mod it that I like get, you know, like when I'm done with all the stuff, it's like ready to go. Yeah. As I don't know if you guys noticed, I have a lot of sea themed projects. You do. What about the Shores of Hawker Hollow? Yes. So you didn't mention that. So I started. Well, I'm in that cell, but I'm not hosting that. Oh, cell. Right. And that sal is a leap day sal, so it's supposed to be done leap day of 2028. Right. So if I take the summer off to do the secret stitching, and then in July and August I need to do my children's stockings and do a lot of Christmas and July stuff. If I focus mostly on that and then pick that up in the fall, I'll be fine. I'll just be a little behind, but I can make that up. Okay, cool. Very cool. And we're back. So next section is Flosstube University, where we share things we learned and Flosstubes we watched that we thought were really educational. And then also mention that our Flosstube University episodes, which are our short tutorials that we put out on Thursdays, the next one we mentioned it, but it is going to be how to soften your Ada. But I was watching, so my first recommendation for Flosstube University is one I thought of during today. I was watching Fiber Arts Amy's last video that was all about Oak Crown Studios, and that's her like fabric company. And I'm in the Oak Crown Fabric of the Month, so I was like, oh, I would love to stitch and listen about this fabric because she's got a lot. She's just very knowledgeable and interesting, and she like doesn't divulge trade secrets or anything, but she shares a lot about like the fabric process and like also just the processes of running a one-man fabric company that are very interesting. Mm-hmm. But she said she has some customers who really want softer stuff, but some customers who want harder stuff. And people have said, like, do you have recommendations for, like, harder stuff? And other than buying the cheapest Ada in the world and, like, if you wanted to take nicer fabric and stiffen it up, she said get it wet and then dry it. Like, line dry it. Line dry it, yeah. And that will get some of the stiffness back. And if you want to get it softer, throw it in the dryer. All the things that we're going to talk about in our next video, all of those things also work. But if you want to get it stiffer, get it wet and let it dry, line dry, or like on the counter dry or whatever. But if you're worried about like Her fabrics are color fast when they leave her house, but that doesn't mean that they'll be color fast for you because temperatures and water composition change things. So if you want to be able to wash your piece afterwards, she suggests you wash it before you start anyway. So if you are going to get it wet, my guess is, and you're free to go ask her on the video that we're going to link to. My guess would be make sure you get the whole piece wet and then dry it in a way where like flat or something, so it's not like dripping on itself. But that is something I don't know. So if you really want to make it your fabric stiffer and you're using a hand-dyed fabric, go ask her about that. But if you're just taking like a Zweiger or something, you want to make it stiffer, just get it wet and let it dry. And that will bring some stiffness back. And I will link to that video.
Very interesting.
And then my other one I'll go ahead and do is, so a lot of people have talked about like, they're very excited to do their first Mira, or like they've been wanting to do one in May. Like our video was like a good excuse to do it. We did not create Mira May. Mira May was like out in the world. We are joining in on Mira May, and we are Mirabilia enthusiasts, but not experts. We don't have like a wall of finished Mirabilias. But someone who does is Samantha the Hugo Stitcher. And in her last 2 floss tubes, she has given lots of good tidbits of information about how she tackles those projects. So I'm going to link her in the Flosstube University section. Go watch her most recent one, because she talks about like her starting the most recent one that she started. But then also just go watch back and back and back, because she really does share lots of Mirabilia tips. She's finished a lot of them. She has like, you can just tell from the wall that she has behind her, like that she's got some good finishes. She's been stitching a really long time, and she has been a fancy lady stitcher for a really long time. So invaluable advice. So highly recommend her. All right, and how about you?
So I wanted to bead this week, so I did a little refresher floss tube search, and I watched Helen D's how to bead, and where she's beading one of the Mirabilia. Or is it Nora, the reindeer?
The reindeer.
The reindeer.
The Nora. Sorry, those are
Noras. She's beading a Nora.
I want to do all of them, and Samantha's done a lot of them.
The reindeer? They're so cute. I know, I love them. So I watched her video, and then during the video, she has a beading tin, and this like really cool way of keeping all her beading stuff and tools together, because beading it is so annoying.
She just put out a video.
And then the next day, she put out a video on how to make those tins. And I was like, oh, I really need to do this now. So after watching that video, I'm going to put together a beading tin.
Because I put together 2 beading tins?
I can put together 2 beading tins, because beading is so much fun.
Sure. I've never gotten a project to the beading stage. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, if you have a tiny one, just do a small and bead a little bit.
It's beautiful.
She shows in her beading one, she shows 3 different methods of beading. And I actually picked one that I hadn't done before based on that, where you can get them to go up and down. You get your beads to be straight. So that's what I did on this. It's a lot of fun.
The beading on that looks really neat.
Her method is so much better. You can tell like this is where I was doing it the old way, and then I'm watching her as I'm doing this, and I'm changing it. And by the time I'm down here, it's like, oh, those are straight. They're up and down. They're so neat. So this was a learning experience. But thank you, Helen. And then I did watch a Vonna Pfeiffer tutorial to do my... Where's my pillow?
Your pillow?
To do my pillow, I watched Vonna Pfeiffer's basic finishing for a pillow video.
Her videos are so good. And she does them all for free, and all she asks is people just, if you use it, credit it. So definitely, I did. I used it. Go watch hers. She's one of the largest cross-stitch channels, so I'm sure most of you are familiar with her, but if you are not, go follow her, because she puts out floss tubes that are really lovely. But then she also has this backlog of YouTube videos of tutorials and on finishing stuff, and she is a professional finisher. And then she also has a blog where she writes out a lot of finishing stuff. So
yeah.
All right. So
there was one more video I watched. Hold on, I want to make sure I say it, because the Soul Stitchers, Fanny, sent it to me, and it was very helpful. So finishing a pillow, which I'd never done, I did it by hand, and I used the ladder stitch so that the bottom seam that you stuff is invisible.
Ooh.
I know, and it was harder than I thought it would be. It looks so easy on the video, but I was
funny.
going to show
We sewed so much before puberty, from like age 4 to puberty. We sewed all the time.
Melly sews. How to stitch a ladder stitch, slip stitch, bind stitch, or invisible.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I watched this video on repeat, trying to learn how to do this, and it looks so much easier than I made it. But in the end, I think I got it.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
So I don't have any new patterns that I've released. I did want to say Catherine, the Needleberry Stitcher, who stitched a model for me of Rocky Mountain National Park, which I'll show here. She showed the full finish on her last floss tube and like showed it like as we were filming our last floss tube. So like I missed it, but before we filmed. But if you want to see it, go check it out. And also just Catherine, thank you so much. Like, thank you so much.
Amazing.
It looks amazing. Thank you so much.
Amazing.
And she talks about the experience of stitching it. So if you guys are like, I'm thinking about stitching one of Stephanie's patterns, but I don't know what that experience is going to be like. There's another stitcher who can talk about like what the experience of it was like, because they're full coverage, but they're smaller than like a lot of people, what people think of as full coverage. So that makes it like means you don't really have to know how to park. Like you can just do cross country. It makes it a lot. I think for me as a stitcher, it makes it like a lot easier just to tackle it as a project, because I'm not like thinking in columns and rows. I'm just color completing or doing the typewriter method.
Yeah.
But Catherine, thank you so much. And I'll link to her video. You should go check her out. And also she is doing, I mentioned her in the Mirror May, but she is doing the Cinderella, Mirabilia Cinderella color conversion that is just like epic.
Beautiful.
Other than that, I mentioned last time that I would take requests for places, and a lot of people got to me, which is so great. I haven't gotten to do a single one because of like life. So I am going to sit down and start trying to chart those and getting them to people. And if you requested a place, remember, and I'll remind you again, if I send you something and you don't like it, you are not obligated to buy it. You just put yourself in line to get something charted from a place, but I'll still put the pattern up for other people. You don't have, like, if you're like, that's just not quite what I was thinking, like, that's fine. But if you, and that's
really nice of you to do.
I don't have places for everyone, but it's nice to know, like, these are the places people are more interested in than others. And if you were thinking about doing that, go ahead and send it to me so you can get in line, because it may be, like, I think I have, like, 20 people in line. So it may be a little while before, like, don't wait. If there's a place you really want, send it to me, because it doesn't put you under any obligation to do it. And if I haven't been there, I'll straight up tell you, so you're not waiting on, like, maybe because I haven't been everywhere. But if I have been there, I can, like, start to think, like, you know, oh, what are the things I know could potentially do well? So when I go to actually pull the photos, I already have an idea of, like, where, like, because my photos are very well organized, but it's still nice to be like, oh, that person was more of a waterfall person, or that person's more of a beach person, or whatever. Like, if a place has multiple things. So that's the shop. Thank you to everyone who's purchased. Thank you to everyone. If you haven't purchased anything, but you just went and liked the shop, that means a lot. We have over 200 followers on the shop, which is, like, really great.
That's great.
And you will drop some needle minders at some point.
Sometime.
She's working on them.
Yep. Well, I'm working on a fundraiser, but then I'm working on needle minders.
All right, so we recorded a Stitchy Kindness video last time we got together because there were some Stitchy Kindnesses that we wanted to, like, unpack and, like, put away.
And use.
But then Allison got another Stitchy Kindness. So I'm going to insert that video here. So my husband I might have already explained this, but my husband's basically out of town, which I didn't want to tell you guys until after I got back, just for, like, online safety reasons. But that means I get to clean out my, like, craft corner this weekend without, like, him around to be, like, in it, or, like, anybody touching it, or, like, seeing what's been acquired. So we thought we'd go ahead and do Stitchy Kindness, because I don't have any haul.
I don't have any haul.
We do Stitchy Kindness now so that at least I can, like, put it all away before he gets back from his trip. So, Allison, did you get any Stitchy Kindness?
I did get some Stitchy Kindness.
Oh, Franklin.
My cat. Again. Hey, baby. Okay, so I was watching Hathaway Stitchers, and I entered their contest, and I won a piece of the banana oil fabric.
That's so, I've never seen banana
and they
oil
sent
fabric
it.
in real
Oh my
life.
God, I
It's
know.
so pretty.
Isn't it gorgeous?
We'll link to the Etsy shop for banana oil fabric in the description.
This is the 14 count Ada, and oh, it's just screaming for a fairy.
It's
like
so pretty.
Oh, it's like vintage florally impressions.
It's really pretty.
I love it. Anyway, thank you so much. Like, it's so kind. And they didn't even have to do it.
Well, you know what's funny? So, like, when I watched that video, I was like, oh, I'm going to enter, and I probably have a pretty good chance of winning. And then all of a sudden, everyone else in the universe was like, oh, we're going to watch the Hathaway Sisters. I was like, I'm not winning that fabric. So then, when you actually won some, I was like, yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. I really love it. And I'm going to put something beautiful on
Ooh.
it. Yeah, I'm excited. So, did you get this Stitchy Kindness?
I think I did.
I know, it came in the same box.
So, Erin, I'm not going to blow up Erin's spot because I don't know to what extent she's explained to people, like, why she would like WrestleMania or wrestling either. But she said this. Okay. So, Erin, I'm not going to blow up your spot, but this is amazing. So, Bianca Belair is a wrestler, and my husband is really into WWE, and I was like, very classist to like, I'm going to the opera. I don't like the WWE. And now we've been together for almost 8 years, and so I've seen a lot of it, and I've been there, and I've written articles about tips for going, and so we were talking about the WWE. Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
That is cool. Oh my.
So I've actually seen this girl wrestle. Like,
awesome.
I have been to the Vienna Opera, and I've seen Bianca Belair wrestle live.
You're well-rounded.
And I love both experiences. And
That's awesome.
Erin, this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. This is crazy. But thank you so much. I will not be giving this to my husband. This is mine. I will just taunt him with it. Thank you.
That will be fun to watch. So thank you.
And I'm sure you guys are already watching the Hathaway Sisters because, like I said, they like blew up.
Yeah.
But like nobody, I mean, so deserved, and their channel is so fun.
Wonderful.
Go check them out. And these patterns, which I'm sure we've already showed today in this video, are gorgeous. Yep. We did get a little bit of other Stitchy Kindness. So Kat from One of Your Stitches, who I've also already talked about today, I'm sure, sent me, she actually bought 2 copies of the Greenhouse.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
If you would, I'm definitely going to stitch it, but if you want to stitch it before me, you can.
Okay.
Because I'm going to start it, but I'll be, you know, it'll be one of my mini whips to take quite a while. So if you want to like,
I understand.
Do it quickly.
Understood.
And then Donna from Stitch_X_love on Instagram and StitchXLove. It looks like this.
So cute.
Contacted me saying that she had rescued this Mirabilia pattern. And did I want it? And I was like, shoot, from a thrift store. And I was like, yeah, send it over. Now, I forgot to ask her because this is, the name of this pattern is September Sapphire Fairy. So I forgot to ask her if she wanted to send it to us to find a September birthday or somebody who wants to stitch it because of like maybe their daughter was born in September or their son or something, or if it was for us to just stitch. So because it's really pretty.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. When I saw it, I didn't recognize it, and then when I realized it was the birth ones, it's like, oh, because you don't really pay attention to the birth ones that aren't yours, or maybe your kids or your grandkids or something. Yeah. But like, she's gorgeous.
That is really. Look at her. Is it a geisha?
I mean,
that outfit.
I think it's definitely Asian inspired. It's like not a I know what you mean. Is it a
what is it called?
Like a kimono.
Kimono. Thank you.
I think it is inspired by a kimono. I don't know if
that's beautiful.
To what extent, but like also like with the lanterns.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So anyway, Alex, thank you so much. And the stickers are really cool, and I will give you your stickers when we're done.
Oh yeah. Emily and Aaron send us stickers too.
Oh,
aren't they cute? From the Bird Nerds.
That is really cool. Oh,
they're so cute.
And then there was one other Stitchy Kindness that we got that I promised I would surprise you on camera with.
Oh, okay.
This
happens more often than I ever thought it would.
From Fanny.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
All the way from
Fanny.
France. So I'm sure we've also already talked about Fanny a lot because Fanny she is cross stitch couture on Instagram, but I'm sure we've already talked about her wonderful Flosstube, the Soul Stitchers.
Flosstube is so amazing.
So her and Allison have become like fast friends, and they're like up all night chatting. And Allison will text me
with you this morning. So.
Allison will text me like, I think I'm gonna start this, and this with Fanny. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
I've been replaced, but it's cool.
And she said, "Look,
I opened them.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
So how this came about was that Fanny asked me if she could make me a bag because we're both doing the Hawk Run Hollow, the Shores Hawk Run Hollow style. And so she made me like a bag that's like nautical themed. Oh. And then she's going to make herself the same bag so that we could have matching bags. And she said, Allison says she doesn't want a bag. And I said, yeah, Allison says she doesn't want a bag, but send it to me and I will just surprise her with it.
That is so sweet.
The other thing she asked me to mention, and I'm totally blanking on the name because the name is French, but the needle minders she sent are from a really sweet French needle minder company. I'll put the name of the needle minder company. And I don't know if they sell other things. I was on their website for a few minutes, but it's not focusing.
Fanny has the whole collection of these, and I think Marianne does too.
So
they're so beautiful.
Like the little crepes.
Look at that.
Okay, so I guess if we do this, yeah, there we go.
Oh, so
there
cute.
Crepes. Okay, so I put the name of the company, but if you buy the needle minders from this company, the money goes to like animal welfare.
Yeah.
And there's like a really great story about it. So she asked me to make sure, and she doesn't work for that company or anything. She just sent them out of the kindness of her heart. But she also was like, these go to animals. And if you watch the Soul Stitchers Whip Parade, you'll know that Marianne and Fanny care deeply about animals to the point where Marianne didn't stitch the bird cage in one of the patterns. She's like, this bird is going to be free.
You know, I think I'm going to do that. That's so cute.
Look at this. She even found like a little ship's wheel.
Oh.
So, and I didn't get fabric. That was special for you.
Oh, she gave me this opalescent. It's gorgeous.
So, we continue to be spoiled by our cross-stitch friends,
yes.
which means that we will in turn try to find ways to spoil you guys. So, we're announcing the winners from the last week's giveaway during this episode, but this means we have more things to pay forward.
Absolutely.
Because, so, I'm just like, we just know the kindest people.
We do. Like, we really do.
I don't even know, like, what to say, but I'm so glad I got to surprise you with that on camera.
Oh, my gosh.
And
thank you so much, Fanny. That is so sweet. And I'm sure I'll talk to you after this video. So.
Yes, you won't see the video until next week, but I wanted to get it on video. Okay. And then Amity and Aaron, like, you guys are too kind. Kat, you have spoiled me week after week after week after week. And then Donna to rescue patterns and send them to us is so sweet. So we're forever grateful. And if you have any patterns that you have sitting in your stash and you want us to get them to Stitchers, you can send them to us and we will do them as giveaways. So like if you have anything you want to pass on to other Stitchers, like we're happy to help facilitate that and to pay for the postage to get it to them.
Oh, so, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, back to the video. And we're back, and now Elsa's going to talk about this other Stitchy Kindness that she got.
Okay, so this is a gift from my dental hygienist, Cam. Well, one of my dental hygienists. My mom is my primary dental hygienist. And she is a stitcher, and I've had some dental work recently, so I've seen her too often for me, but she's a really wonderful person. And she has gifted me some of her craft, her cross stitch stuff, because she is a multi-crafter and cross stitch is one of her hobbies. So
look at this.
Thank you so much, Cam. She doesn't watch this, I'm absolutely positive, but
the sampler motif.
This is so great.
Book by Brenda Keys, which a different Brenda Keys book was on the most expensive books list, not this one, but that shows you the quality of.
She's got some good taste. But I'm excited. It's all about alphabets and a lot of really cute, a lot of patterns. Oh my gosh, a lot of patterns. You could
literally build, I mean, I think that's the idea, is you could build samplers from the book.
Well, I cannot wait to sit down and really go through this. Stephanie just brought it to me via my mother.
Yeah, she gave it to her mom, and my mom gave it to me this morning when at my son's play.
Blackbird.
Ooh, look at it. It's hard because a lot of the stuff in here is patterns.
Yeah, but really oh my gosh, that is so cool. I've wanted to learn how to do that. 50 projects for cross stitchers of all abilities.
Ooh.
It's very cool. So she gave me that awesome book and then a whole bunch of patterns. And I'm not going to show you all of them because there are a lot of patterns here.
A couple highlights. This wee garden gate from Heart and Hand is so cute.
There are a lot of really cute
There's some Hardanger in here too.
Yeah, check this out. What is that? Cross and patch. First steps in Hardanger. Ooh. Just what I need.
And very colorful Hardanger too.
Just some really, really
some
cool
drawn
stuff.
thread in here.
Look at that. That is so, like, this is so nice.
So Allison's gonna go through and anything she thinks is like not gonna get stitched, we'll make sure it gets to the giveaway so that they don't
into Stitcher's hands, yeah. But so cute. Did you show that?
Yeah, that's my
so
favorite.
Cute. I know, that one's really cute. So thank you, Cam. Oh, and then even a whole kit, an embroidery kit.
I can see you doing
that. Yeah, this is adorable. I would love to learn how to do some of these stitches. So that's
very
so much
cool.
fun. Thank you.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yay.
Her name's what?
Cam.
Thank you, Cam.
Thanks, Cam, the dental hygienist.
Who probably won't sit through a 90-minute video.
Absolutely not. But I don't expect her to. But I will thank you in person.
Okay, so we only have a couple things left. We got to do the giveaway winners from last week. So there were 10 of them. So I'm going to read them. The winners from our 3K subscriber celebration for Enchanted Alphabet, which had 45 entries, is Terry Browning 8487.
Congratulations.
Number 2 was Peace Angel by Lavender and Lace. It had 30 entries. And the winner was Mandy Moran 7714. Yay! At the end of this, I'll give you guys the instructions for how to get your prizes. Hope Angel had 34 entries, and the winner was Jeanette Lee 1973.
Yay!
Yay! Okay.
We need that clapping.
I know. So all 3 of the fairies that we're giving away were by far our most entered ones. So Titania, Queen of the Fairies, had 64 entries. This is by Mirabilia. Now remember, this is an in-print pattern, so if you don't win it, you can still go buy it. But the winner was Book Fairy 62.
Perfect!
Yay! All right, T3 for T had 41 entries, and the by Mirabilia had 41 entries. The winner is user-Rhonda5.
And if you didn't win, congratulations. And if you didn't win, go check out Runner Stitcher. Maybe he hasn't.
Oh yeah, that's the one he's giving away. So,
he's giving away that one too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's pulled his winner yet.
We're sending you guys all over for giveaways.
Yeah.
And then A Midsummer Night's Fairy by Mirabilia, which again is in print. So if you don't win it, you can go grab it. It had 66 entries, which was our second most for one of the patterns. And the winner was Anne Hancock 6086.
Yay!
The Mercantile, there were 31 entries, and the winner was Deb Wilner 5598. Yay! Congratulations! Ye Olde Coffee Shop had 34 entries, and the winner was Carolyn Mercier 9988. Congratulations! Yay! The Prairie Schooler DEF booklet had 35 entries, and the winner was Sharon Price 3454.
Yay!
Yay!
Congratulations!
And the one that had the most entries at 73 entries was Fairy Flora by Mirabilia, which is a now out of print design. And the winner was Stitches by Amy. Yay! So for our giveaway for this week, in the Stitchy Kindness, I talked about getting this pattern. And I did, because we recorded that last week, I did reach out to Donna and say, I reached out to her and was like, do you want us to keep it in our collection and stitch it if we get to it, or do you want us to get it to a stitcher? And she said, get it to a stitcher. Like, just make sure that it gets stitched. So this is September Sapphire Fairy. Now, what we're asking for people who want to enter for this one is not that you like have a September birthday or anything like that, but just that you will stitch her. So if September is special to you, that might be a great reason that you want to stitch her. But
do you want to do a Mira May?
Yeah, if you want to do a Mira May, or if you just really love her look and don't care that she's like a birth month fairy, like that's really like cool too. Or
she's
like
really pretty.
And you don't have to say like I'm gonna stitch her like tomorrow, but just that you are going to stitch her at some point. It's not just gonna sit in a collection. So if you want to enter, use the keyword September. Don't use the word giveaway or contest or anything that will get trolls out. Please be 18 because you're gonna have to give us your address. Oh, I forgot to explain how to get, if you won, I'll do that in a second. So I'm gonna have to get your address, and please be subscribed to the channel and like the video and use the word September in your comment. And if you were one of the winners, you probably already know how to get a hold of us, but just in case, here are our Instagram handles again. DM one of us your address and we will get it in the mail. If you do not have Instagram, comment on this video and just say, I don't have Instagram, with the username that won, and then we'll know what that means and we'll get you an alternative way to contact us. So far, that hasn't been an issue, but I know there are some people that are not on Instagram at all. So if you want to enter, use the word September. If you won, DM us on Instagram or comment here that you don't have Instagram. And wow, this has been a scatterbrained video. If you made it to this point in the video, Allison did have a little bit of haul that we forgot. She had 2 beautiful Cinderella patterns.
Yeah.
Do you want to mention them real quick?
Sure, I did. I got, people keep sending me, and I love this. They send me when they find a good Cinderella pattern. So if I hadn't seen it yet, then I'm aware. But so this week I got Cinderella
Oh, that's
Sampler.
really pretty. It's like I'll show the pictures. But
by Lina Ova on Etsy.
That's really
And
pretty.
then you see that. And then I also got Old Tale Cinderella
Oh, that's really pretty.
by Spell X Stitch.
Okay, and you're seeing that here.
Yeah.
And if you made it to this point in the video, it's not going to surprise you that our secret language, the emoji you're going to use to let us know that you got to this point in the video, is a pumpkin. Because Allison's house is full of pumpkin Cinderellas right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for entering. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, subscribe so that you can stick around for the next batch of craziness. And thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.